was just trying to see how tall Serena Williams is. She is of a voluptuous body build with a pear body shape. Pear body shape is also a nice body figure and a common shape among most women, but it is no longer a favorite among celebrities since most of them are striving for the hourglass shape. The shape is defined by a relatively small bust, but with wide hips and a small waist. Generally, body fat is stored in the lower region of the body, making it more prominent than in the upper region. Slender shoulders and a small bust size are also characteristic of this figure. With her 6D cup size and 44-inch waist, Serena has a complete pear-shaped body. I'm guessing they mean 36 because down below they list measurements at 36, so the 6 is probably just a typo, but still. She is 5 feet 9 inches tall. This height makes her highly noticeable from afar. She's as tall as Michelle Obama. Yeah, because most of us know how tall she is too, just offhand. The smallness of her 28-inch waist is enhanced by her flat tummy, probably from the extensive workout regime she has to undergo in relation to her games. Her body measurements are 36, 28, 44. Well, good morning everyone. I know it's been a while since I posted the deep dive video, and that was quite a while without anything else in between. I haven't been feeling that great, so I haven't really done much lately, but I'm hoping to be able to start getting more done again soon. Starting with this one, it's been a while since we've looked at men writing women, and that's always a good subreddit. The last time I went to look at it though, there wasn't anything really good, but today, oh yeah, there's some good stuff in there today. You should enjoy this. This ad I got on Instagram. I've also seen this on Instagram and Facebook as well. You must stay as still as a corpse. That is the virtue of a lady. Honestly though, who is gonna want a woman to stay as still as a corpse? Well, unless they're necrophiliac, but still, why would you want a woman to stay as still as a corpse? From Teachers, Schools, and Society, a brief introduction to education. Yeah, this one was entertaining, and I had laughed quite a bit during the first take I did of this, so maybe I won't laugh quite so much this time. But I still kind of wish I didn't have to redo all the voice work because my mic was acting up. In Socks in Education from 1873, Dr. Edward Clark, a member of Harvard's medical faculty, argued that women attending high school and college were at risk because the blood destined for the development and health of their ovaries would be redirected to their brains. Seriously, not how women work. The stress of study was no laughing matter. Too much education would leave women with monstrous brains and puny bodies, flowing thought, and constipated bowels. One still gets me. Seriously. Education leaves women constipated, really. Clark recommended that females be provided with a less demanding education, easier courses, and no competition and rest periods so that their reproductive organs could develop. He maintained that allowing girls to attend such places as Harvard would pose a serious health threat to the women themselves, with sterility and hysteria as potential outcomes. Oh yeah, women are going to become sterile if they go to university. Yeah, sure. All right there. I'm speechless. Angela ran for dear life, pistol in hand, one shoe untied, and breast bouncing like two pit bulls were trying to desperately escape from the confines of her shirt. Yeah, breasts are now pit bulls trying to escape from your shirt. Really, where did they come up with that? The title of this one is amazing. He walked with a firecracker in his butt excerpt. John's member rose as he exited the elevator, almost as if sniffing the air for the scent of her perfume. And there it came from across the office, the smell reaching a higher nostril than that which sought it. She was here. He made his way across the bullpen, his eyes set on Gladys's desk right outside the entrance to the boss's 2-story office. Gladys' ceiling may not have been every man's dream, but she was certainly John's. So much, in fact, that he had to make a mental note to never mention the content of those dreams to anyone. She was short, though not so much that he worried she was a mole person infiltrating the upper world. I can't get through that part without laughing. It is just so ridiculous. Petite, the boss had called her in the language of his ancestors. Although everyone in the building was compared to Mr. Reckerson, she looked up as he approached, and her smile widened, crinkling her cheeks with 2 perfect dimples. Oh, how he dreamed of those dimples. A strange dream where everything had rhymed and Gladys had ended up complaining about a pimple while wearing a wimple. Thankfully, he hadn't known many rhymes for the word word, so the dream ended up being quite simple. I had to look up what a wimple was with this. I'll show a picture, coif as it. John had an iron will forged in the combat of the World's War, but even he couldn't keep his gaze from shifting to Gladys's magnificent breasts, tantalizingly hidden as they were beneath the thick cantaloupe-colored cardigan she wore today. What might they look like under all that wool, he wondered. Tight orbs of shining glory, happily boobing along while they were barely restrained by black lingerie. Yeah, this definitely falls under the satire part, because how many people actually say that they were boobing along? Silky, he thought. Gladys didn't seem the sort to have lace on her softest part that kept the wool from chafing nipples, no doubt reaching out into the ether. "You alright there, John?" Gladys asked around the time his drool started to drip from the corner of his mouth. But where he'd been staring for a couple minutes now, John was barely able to pull his view up and look Gladys in the eye. Oh, he could fall into those eyes. They were like two saucers of milk, so blue that you wouldn't risk letting your cat lap away. And there's the typos. You wouldn't risk letting your cat lap it away, not lap away it. And there was something in them that he'd not noticed in other women before. Intellect, spirit, a call of adventure. He didn't know what it was, but it could get his heart pumping almost as much as a thought of what that soxy cardigan might conceal. Yeah, he said eloquently. Gladys rolled her eyes for a moment, and then she moved her coffee mug and patted the corner of her desk, inviting him to sit. "The boy's just going for coffee. You want one?" John turned and caught sight of young Davis hovering nearby, a notebook and pencil ready to take coffee orders. The man had brown hair. Oh, they're so descriptive in that one. The man had brown hair. That's it? That's all you're gonna describe? Okay. Time for the Stephen King cringe compilation. Her nipples would go hard and hurtful. Her nipples were cold, hard as bullets. Yielding firmness of that breast, cupped inside its thin double layer of proper cotton and soxy nylon. She unsnapped her heavy cotton bra and let it fall. Her breasts were milk white, upright and smooth. Her nipples were light coffee color. The soft roadblock of her breasts were small like peaches, sweet like peaches. Apparently now you got zombies eating them and think they taste like peaches. She thought that the female body always looks its best when it's flat on its back, stretched out, the tummy pulled flat, the breasts naturally upright without the vertical drag of gravity to pull them down. This makes me think of Family Guy. And Lois saying she's going to have middle-aged woman boobs falling to the side sleep now. And he could see the shifting punctuation marks of her nipples against her shirt. So first they're bullets, and now they're punctuation marks. Her breast pointed at him perkily without a sign of sag. Yes, they point perkily, don't they? He brushed her breast, primly broad by the feel. She had been very conscious of her breasts as sexual things, full and ripe and standing out from her chest. He felt a terrible and thankfully transient urge to bend down and touch the dead woman's breasts, to see if they were hard or flaccid. Yes, let's get a little necrophilia in here now. Well, more curiosity, we shall say, but still. But what her eyes fell upon when she did were those smooth breasts, unharnessed, but with no sign of sag. He really likes saying there's no sag, doesn't he? That seems to be a common thing to point out. There's no sag. I saw on Facebook and it made me laugh. I'd seen this too a while back. I'm glad that someone shared it because this one was pretty good. Things women in literature have died from: cold hands, beautiful face, missing slippers, wrist fevers, night brain, going outside at night in Italy, shawl insufficiency, too many pillows, garden troubles. Someone said no very loudly while they were in the room. Letter reading fits, drawing room anguish, not enough pillows, haven't seen the sea in a long time, too many novels, pony exhaustion, strolling congestion, sherry served too cold, ship infidelity, spent more than a month in London after growing up in Yorkshire, clergyman's dropsy, flirting headaches, river unhappiness, general bummers, How I Met Your Mother, anyone? Knitting needles too heavy, beautiful chestnut hair, spinal degeneration as a result of pride, parents too happy, and the unpleasantness. Does this supply? Fine. Casting 20-plus-year-olds as teens because teens have stuff like school they're required to go to, making adult actors more reliable, and teens also might not be able to handle the workload, and adult actors are generally more experienced. Yep, that works fine. Freaking bad. Casting 20-plus-year-olds as teens so you can make softcore prawn of underage kids without getting thrown in jail. Yes, that is bad. And then someone commented here, it's okay, you can say Riverdale. And honestly, as interesting as that show can be at times, yeah, sadly that fits too well. They do put too much of that in there for something that's supposed to have been, you know, teens for the first few seasons. After Dark by Murakami, describing a socks worker who's been beaten and is visibly bleeding. As she puts on the robe, her stance unsteady, Mari quickly averts her gaze. The woman's body is small but beautiful, well-shaped bob, smooth skin, and a shadowy hint of pubic hair. She is probably the same age as Mari, her build still girlish. Her steps are uncertain. Kaoru, I probably butchered that, puts a supporting arm around her shoulders and leads her from the room. They take a service elevator down, Mari following with her bag. Komogi and Koroji, I probably butchered those as well, stay behind to clean the room. Yeah, if someone's just been beaten and visibly bleeding, you don't need to describe that. It's unnecessary. This just in. Women cause natural disasters with exposed skin. More speaking than writing, but still. Originally from the subreddit Religious Fruitcake, entitled That Escalated Quickly. Many women who do not dress modestly lead young men astray, corrupt their chastity, and spread adultery in society, which increases earthquakes. So, according to this dude, if a woman does not dress modestly, there's more earthquakes. Oh, it does not work that way. Not how women work. Not how dressing works. It just does not work that way. We got another quote for this one. Co-creator of Catwoman, Bob Kane, admitting that he doesn't understand women and can't be friends with them. I felt that women were feline creatures and men were more like dogs. While dogs are faithful and friendly, cats are cool, detached, and unreliable. I felt much warmer with dogs around me. Cats are as hard to understand as women are. Men feel more sure of themselves with a male friend than a woman. You always need to keep women at arm's length. We don't want anyone taking over our souls, and women have a habit of doing that. So there's a love-resentment thing with women. I guess women will feel that I'm being chauvinistic to speak this way, but I do feel that I've had better relationships with male friends than women. With women, once the romance is over, somehow they never remain my friends. I guess we don't need to look too hard into why he isn't remaining friends with the women, well, why the women aren't remaining friends with him now, do we? Here's a fun way to end this topic. Suggestions and idea for the whole women writing men thing. Something that you can feel free to go to Reddit to share your thoughts on. If men are gonna keep saying inserting tampons is arousing and random stuff that's not socksy and the slightest not anatomically correct turns women on, how about we start writing how being kicked in the balls makes them hard? Because any sort of friction in any context is arousing. Hell, let's write about some dude dying while hard because he got shot with a gun in the D and any touch to that part makes the soxy time start. Let's start a revolution. If we have to deal with this BS, they have to too. Hey, if you've got any ideas, feel free to go over to that subreddit and share yours, or even in the comments below. Let me know how you would write men in the same way that men write women. And thank you for watching this. Hopefully the video's alright and you enjoyed the unboxing and the art that I made with the supplies in the May SketchBox. I won't be getting the June one, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting the July one or not. I haven't really decided what I'm doing there. I guess it really just depends on what the supplies are. For June, they had some markers that I haven't really seen before, that it didn't sound like they were alcohol markers or anything too crazy or special, so I just opted not to get that one. I'll be putting a pause on for the July one as well until they announce what July is going to be, so I can see if it's something that I would actually be interested or not. It might be though, just because of the fact that July is World Watercolor Month, and well, you know, I love my watercolors. So if you like this video, please consider commenting. Hey, even let me know your women writing men thoughts, and possibly leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have to get to 1,000 subscribers before I even get access to the community tab, so I can leave updates on here for everyone. It'd be nice to even just be able to get to that part one day, but we'll see. I know it's slow growing a new channel. Never mind the fact that mine's been around for several years now, but not really updated consistently, and I'm trying to get that going again. But I will see you in the next video. Bye!